we're gonna jump into a serious one, okay? And this one I know is gonna get me pissed. I do know this. It's gonna get me pissed, but it's something that I saw something about this when I was on vacation. I do not know the full context of the story, but I know enough that I know the story needs to be talked about. So we're gonna look at a video. This got put out about a week ago. This particular video is about a week old, but it's something that needs to be that needs to be safe. This is a video about Dean Withers, who on his podcast or stream or whatever it was, apparently told basically was in a discussion with a caller onto his quote unquote show and basically tried to get CPS called on someone because they were being a good parent. I do not know the full context, and that's why I want to see this video. But I do know this is probably going to piss me off. So, chat, be prepared. Be prepared. Yeah. I am very well go off on this one. So, deep breath and let's go.
Dean Withers told his viewers to call CPS on someone.
Take his profile picture. Maybe you could go into like tiktok.com/his handle. You could save his profile picture, run it through some like reverse image search. Maybe it will link back to like a Facebook or something. Feel free to take that information and report it to like the law authorities in his area. Feel free to take that information and report it to maybe his local CPS.
20 seconds in, this guy has already broadcast that he wants his community to dox someone. In 20 seconds. Now, I don't know what platform Dean Withers broadcasts from. I do not know. I do not know if it's Twitch. I don't know if it's Kick. I don't know if it's TikTok. I don't know if it's X. I don't know. But I'm reasonably sure that telling your community, even on TikTok, it's TikTok? Okay, I'm pretty sure even TikTok has TOS that says you are not allowed to brigade someone with doxing. Did I say X? Okay. Well, whatever. Yes, it is Twitter, not X. Yeah, regardless, any platform that you are broadcasting from, this is against CLS. So, how this person still has a platform after doing this, I don't know. It's just, this is fucking sick. And I have a feeling like his rationale for doing this is really going to piss me off. So, let's keep going.
Yeah, that was a real sentence I just said out loud. And somehow, it's only the beginning of this spiral. This isn't a bit, this isn't satire, this is what actually happened on TikTok Live, in front of thousands of people. Because when you think responsible online behavior, the obvious next step is encouraging your chat to run background checks and doxing.
Oh, and I will point out that Dean Withers is like a huge leftist streamer. He is like he has been, the one thing I do know about him is like, he is a major leftist about the likes of Hasan, like that degree of significant left leaning. And I think he's been classified as like the liberal whisperer or something like that, or the Democrat whisperer or something like that. So this guy is like major on that side of the political spectrum.
Welcome to TikTok Live, where emotional restraint goes to die, and streamers log on just to see how fast they can get a lawsuit. Let's break this mess down like it's an iPhone at a Rage Room birthday party. Dean Withers is what happens when you give a high school debate team captain a ring light, a TikTok account, and absolutely no adult supervision. Dude, bro's like if a TED Talk fell down a flight of stairs and it still kept lecturing you on moral superiority the whole way down. He's built the following by arguing with anyone and everyone. You know, the neighbor, the dog, the cat, unborn fetus, TikTokers, Redditors, his own chat.
Well, yeah, never mind. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it.
If it breathes, he'll debate it. If it doesn't breathe, he'll still try. To his credit, he's
Yeah.
got the charisma of a mid-tier tech bro trying to sell you a crypto NFT hybrid pyramid scheme, but with slightly worse Wi-Fi. But lately, Dean's content has gone from entertainingly unhinged to should probably be reviewed by a lawyer, a licensed therapist, and maybe a priest. So
Maybe a fucking shites. Forget the lawyer. It needs to go in front of a goddamn judge. Okay? You're doxing someone? You need to go in front of a judge. Doxing is getting out of fucking control. Once upon a time, doxing was considered seriously illegal, and people actually were arrested and brought in front of a judge for doxing. Now, it's happening so fucking much, nobody's doing a goddamn thing about it. Like, we hear about doxing happening all the fucking time now, and it's literally turned into, oh, must be another day that ends in Y, and nobody fucking cares anymore. This shit literally... What we just watched regarding Ethan, where I was talking about with, the subpoenas he's brought up with Discord and with Reddit, where that can sort of dovetail into a lawsuit regarding the people that actually called false CPS reports on him. This guy literally just broadcast that evidence into the internet live on stream and literally told his people. He doesn't even have the excuse that he didn't tell anybody to do it or that, oh, my community just did it on their own. He literally told his community, go dox this person. I'm sorry, but,
FBI, open up!
Hello, law enforcement. The evidence has just been handed to you on a fucking silver platter. Do your jobs.
Here's the tea. During a stream earlier this week, Dean got into it with a caller over parenting. And what started as a heated conversation quickly turned into a moment straight out of Yu-Gi-Oh! I swear, bro was like, I sacrificed common sense to summon Doxing Dragon in attack mode. And in mid-rant, what could only be described as the most reckless Call of Duty kill streak of all time, Dean tells his chat...
Wait, did they say he's on Twitch? Hold up.
During a stream earlier this week, Dean got into it...
No, he not on Twitch, Fishy. They're saying that he streams on TikTok, not Twitch.
With a caller over parenting. And what started as a heated conversation quickly turned into a moment straight out of Yu-Gi-Oh! I swear, bro was like, I sacrificed common sense to summon Doxing Dragon in attack mode. And in mid-rant, what could only be described as the most reckless Call of Duty kill streak of all time, Dean tells his chat...
Fishy, it can on TikTok. You can report people on TikTok just like you can on Kick, just like you can on Twitch. You can report them. So, yes, absolutely reports could have been filed. And, yeah, Ryget, I know it's ew, but plenty of people do actually stream on TikTok. You get a high view count on TikTok, comparatively speaking with like sites like Kick, Twitch, and YouTube. But it can happen.
I need you to do your thing. Find this person's info. Call CPS if you have to.
If I was dumb enough to send my kid in, it's no different than a baby commercial for diapers.
Can you answer my question? Do you think that you have the right to consent to 65-year-old men looking at your son while he's naked?
I wouldn't allow it.
Do you think
That's
that
my
you have the
responsibility as a
right?
father.
Do you think that you have the right to allow it? Do you think if you did allow it, that you would be violating the consent of your child?
They have no choice in the matter whatsoever. It's my decision as the parent. And I wouldn't put my kid in that situation. That's why I think pageants are weird in the first
In his face. He's shooketh about a parent saying, it's my underage child. I make the fucking decisions. It's not a question of does my child consent. I am the parent. I am the one that makes the consent or not. And he is absolutely shooketh by this. Oh, it is the right call, Canito. A parent that properly cares for their child will not give consent for a child to take part in something that they feel is bad for them. Oh, Gore, I don't think he misheard. I think he's just like shocked that a child, that a parent's a parent's rights supersede a child's when it comes to issues of consent?
My decision as the parent, and I wouldn't put my kid in that situation. That's why I think pageants are weird in the first place. I would never.
Amen. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I think that you don't deserve to have any custodial rights of your child.
Bitch, are you? Who the fuck are you?
Excuse
no,
me.
no,
I
no,
need to find my clue by
No.
4.
no, no. Who in the fuck do you think you are? To say that you, a little pissant that barely has hair on his balls, can make any kind of fucking decision about any other person's child on the face of this fucking planet. Okay, you probably even had your first makeout session and haven't probably even touched a tit yet, and yet you think you're going to try and say that another person does not have the right to make decisions about their child, and that you think you have the right to try and take away their custodial rights? Who the fuck do you think you are, you little cum-guzzling thunder cunt? You are not shit. You have no concept of reality. You are lucky that I was not in a room with you. If I was in the room with you, I probably would have bitch slapped you across the room and through the wall and turned you into a reverse maca of the fucking Kool-Aid man. You don't get to tell any parent on the face of the fucking planet whether or not they should have custodial rights or not. Ever.
So, for those watching, their handle is
Just for some context, this is a muted area, but this is where he provided that person's handle.
Illegal. Doxed.
FBI, open up!
He literally just doxed someone. He literally just committed an illegal act on stream to however many viewers. He literally committed an illegal act by revealing contact information and telling people, go and dox him, go and send CPS to his house for a false report. You literally just facilitated a crime, you dumb fuck. Police, where the fuck are you? Where in the fuck are you, cops?
it's gonna be their handle. If there happens to be anybody in here that's good at has facial recognition software, or
You can find me. It's fine. Nothing I said was wrong.
Okay,
I just said that the kid doesn't get to make the decision.
What's your name?
I would never put them in that situation.
Okay, what's your name?
And why are you trying to dox people, dude? That's weird.
Because I want to find who you are so I could call CPS and have them take your child away from you.
Rhyme number 2. He just admitted that he wants to call CPS and have his child taken away from him because he disagrees with this gentleman's parenting. That's a fucking crime. Hello, police. Hey, TikTok. I know your ass is getting shut down in the United States pretty soon, but I'm reasonably sure that this father has an absolute banger of a fucking lawsuit on you. Okay? He's got a banger of a lawsuit on Dean Withering Dick, and he's got a great lawsuit on TikTok because TikTok is platforming this guy. And TikTok will not be able to avoid the stray if he were to throw a lawsuit at him. I know we're throwing the thing about lawsuits around a lot lately, but legitimately, this is a harassment lawsuit. Right fucking here. Right here. It is goddamn fucking textbook. It doesn't get more textbook than this. Mike, that's yes, you're correct. Children under 18 do not have the brain development or the life experience development to consent when under the care of their parents. But more so than that, it's staggering that he still has a platform It's staggering that he hasn't been shut down for this. He's committed multiple crimes in one stream. And the really scary part is how much of his audience agrees with him. How much of his audience actually agrees with everything he just said, and how many of them, as soon as he put out the command to dox, were furiously typing on their keyboards. I mean, Tornado, I'm guessing he's probably been reported en masse. I may be doing a follow-up video on this because there's a follow-up where the father looks like he may be filing a suit. I am not going to tell anyone. Number one, what I am going to tell, number one, is no one brigade this guy. Okay? I'm getting pissed off, yes. We're all getting pissed off, yes. Do not brigade this guy. That is one of the standing rules in my stream, is people may piss us off, but we do not brigade anyone. We do not go and harass anyone. If you want to do a legitimate report on TikTok, that is your purview. But do not harass this person. I catch anybody that does it, you are gone. That is a standing rule in my stream and in my community. You don't harass anybody. If you want to do a TikTok report, a legitimate TikTok report, which this would be a legitimate report, I will not stop you from doing that. That is legitimate. But no brigading. No brigading, no harassing.
Oh, I'm sure you would like to try to do that.
Yes, I would. So
They would never even do it. That's the best part.
Okay. What's your name?
I would take the part.
Yeah. And the dad is right. The dad is right, because the minute CPS showed up, if he actually called CPS and made a report and CPS showed up, his next phone call would be to the police filing a harassment, filing a charges of harassment and doxing. You would immediately, this dad could very easily reverse card Dean Withering Dick. So fast. Oh yeah, he's trying to be a bully-yard dog, but he's a pissant little child. So all he has to do, and you can hear in his voice, he's trying to sound like he's being all proper, like he's trying to be like adult and cool, and like I'm in control here. But you hear how soft his voice is getting as he's talking to him. His voice is kind of growing softer when the dad didn't buckle. When the dad basically said, "Bring it, numbnuts." And the dad said, "Go ahead, bring it the fuck on." And you could hear his voice get softer, because he's not used to people standing up to him like this. By the way, this is the same kid who flipped the fuck out on his stream when people were calling a pen that he toys with, people were calling it a vape pen, and he freaked the fuck out on his stream because people were calling it a vape pen. Like, he started screaming like a little girl because he has like I think he actually calls it like an emotional support pen or something like that. And people were calling it a vape pen, and he just started worrying like crazy. Going, it's not a vape pen. It's my anxiety pen. I have anxiety. It is my anxiety pen. Yeah, he literally did that. There's clips of it out there. Maybe I'll look for one after we watch this video. But yes, he did this. This is the same guy.
And I have a witness sitting here who's heard me say I would never put my child in that situation.
Okay. So what's your name?
So don't worry, move the goalpost too, by the way.
Oh, hello. Oh, I forgot to do that. Athena! Hi! Hello, Raiders! Oh my god, I forgot to turn the alerts off, so that just didn't. Hi, Raiders! How you doing? You caught me in the middle of rage mode. Welcome in. How was your stream? Did you guys have a good time? Oh, did she? Well, I bet you're glad she did stream. How are you guys? How was stream? Did you guys have fun? You caught me in the middle of rage mode. We were just checking out something on Dean Withers trying to dox a good parent. And I went rage mode. And we're only 3.5 minutes in the 13-minute video. So I do hope you had a wonderful stream. If you would like to stay and join us in hearing about this insanity, please feel free to do so. Yes, get some popcorn. You're gonna want some popcorn on this. I've already gone flame on this one once. I have a feeling I might do it again. So buckle up. And Skitty, thank you for the gifted. Thank you. Oh, Ozzy, you may have made this a joke. I'm not joking. Oh, thank you, Spicy Nugget. Thank you so much.
So you said that you think that parents have every right to exploit and traffic their children. So
No, that's
That's a fucking word flashbang. Go fuck up. How the fuck did he get there? How in the holiest of fucks did he go from this guy saying I would not allow my child to consent to you're good with trafficking your kid, right? Where the fuck did this come from? Okay, Gore, even if we go to the extreme and say he misheard him saying that he would pageant his child, which he said just before this, he said he would not put his child in the pageant. The father said he would not put his child in the pageant just before this. And then he says, so you're good with trafficking your fucking child. Sorry. Fuck, I think I just had a stroke trying to figure out that kind of logic. Yes, Brandon, it is. Yes, it is. I swear to God, I think I just had a stroke trying to figure out his logic going there. Like, what the actual fuck?
not what I said.
So I'm not going to debate it with you. That is what you said. So I just putting this out there for anybody. Feel free to
I'm not gonna debate it. So he's gonna make the bald fucking lie claim that this man is good with child trafficking. He's going to make the statement that this caller would traffic his own child. The caller says, no, I would not. And his immediate response is, well, I'm not going to debate this with you. You fucking cucked little bitch. You're not going to debate with you because he'd probably destroy your ass. Like, you are a whiny little bitch. That's why you get so soft in the voice when he's confronting you. You're trying to act like you're sounding grown up, but you're scared, you little bitch. You're scared. And Dr. Bees, thank you for the follow over on Kick.
Take his profile picture. Maybe you could go on like tiktok.com/his handle. You could save his profile picture, run it through some like reverse image search.
Yes, you're too much of a little chicken shit to actually debate him, which you can't. You can't debate him because you're wrong in every fucking way possible. And he's about to show you that. So instead of pretending like you can debate with someone when you can't, you're now going to have people dox him. You run and hide, you whiny little bitch. Go fuck yourself with a bad dragon, soaked in ghost pepper hot sauce, wrapped with a concertina wire, with a stick of TNT shoved up the middle while I debate on lighting the fucking fuse.
Maybe it will link back to like a Facebook or something where you could find his name. And if you do find said information, that's public, by the way.
You're more than welcome
Feel
to.
free
Nothing
to
wrong with what I
take that
said.
information and report it to CPS. Feel free to take that information and report it to like the law authorities in his area. Feel free.
He is the one solace I have. The one solace I have is he is just adding layer upon layer upon layer of evidence for this gentleman to sue his ass into oblivion. He's just Oh, he's digging his own legal grave right now. That is the one solace that I have.
To take that information and report it to maybe his local CPS, etc., Child Protective Care, Child Protective Services. Feel free to do that. I'll go ahead and leave him on the live for around another 20 or 30 seconds here before we kick him, just so you guys and anybody that's interested in trying to do this can like grab his profile picture.
Now, I don't know about you.
Forsaken, thank you for the follow, a friend kick. Yeah, he literally built his own case against him just now. He literally just built his own case against him. Like this is a civil attorney and even a criminal prosecutor's wet fucking dream. Okay, there are civil attorneys right now that are that have seen this either on Twitter or have seen it on YouTube and saw this, that may live in the area of this father, that are sitting there going, oh my God, I'm gonna get so fucking rich, baby. Oh yeah. And they're jerking themselves into oblivion at the thought of how much money they're gonna get from this guy, because he basically just built his own case against him.
But when I hear do your thing in a TikTok live, I assume someone's about to get rickrolled, not someone to commit what may or may not be a felony. There was no irony, no.
No. This is not a may or may not be a felony. This is literally a felony. And should someone actually dox this person and commit a crime against this person, Dean Withering Dick is going to basically be culpable in any charges against that actor. It won't necessarily be conspiracy, although theoretically the case could be made there. It would be I raged so hard I lost the word. Fuck, I forgot what the crime is. Accessory. He would absolutely be listed as an accessory to any crime that is committed against this man. Yeah, Spice Nugget. It took me a second. The word went out of my brain. He would definitely be charged as an accessory if any of his community committed a crime in false CPS or actually tracked him down and went to his house to try and actually incite harm or kidnap his children. Because people are fucking crazy, especially people that watch individuals like Dean Withering Dick on the internet. Okay, these people are fucking nuts. You don't think that someone's going to actually try and track down his address, go to his house and actually assault him or try and kidnap his children because Withering Nuts said that he should not have his children? You don't think that's fucking possible? We have psychopaths that will track VTubers to their home because they're in love with them and try and break into their homes. You can be goddamn sure an extreme leftist like this has a psychopathic audience that absolutely will track down someone who is the target of their dear streamer, who said who basically told them on stream and green lighted them to go after them.
Sarcasm, just straight up activate the internet mob energy. You could practically hear the terms of service exploding in the distance. This wasn't content. This was a felony starter kit with an RNG modifier, I swear. Within hours, Twitter was on fire. Not metaphorically, literally. I think someone set an Elon tweet on fire and just ran with it. Unrelated, but what is this video? I don't know what's going on here, but I'm completely thrown off.
Okay, so this was wow. He cried so hard because Kamala Harris lost the election that he had to go to a therapy session where he's hug humping another guy. This must be seen again. This must be seen again to fully appreciate it.
Literally,
yeah,
I think
yes,
someone set
what would you
Elon
call it,
tweet on
Mars?
fire and just ran with it. Unrelated, but what is this video? I don't know what's going on here, but I'm completely thrown off.
Yeah, it was like it was some kind of like bullshit new age therapy session, hugging it out, except they were hug humping.
Children can't consent, Dean Withers, for some reason.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. That's what I was saying. He went full on fucking Pikachu surprise face when a dad said, "No, children can't consent."
That's crazy. Dean Withers whines, complains, and attempts to apologize for trying to dox his family, calls them incredibly evil people, and hangs up on the wife. Dean also
Wait,
doubles
what?
down in his argument and twists the husband's words while crying about his being twisted. That's
Tell me we get audio. Tell me we get audio of this, where he attempts to apologize for trying to dox the family. Because apparently he actually contacted these people, called them incredibly evil, and hung up on them.
crazy.
Here's all that I want to say. Because
Are you gonna let me finish talking?
I
Are
don't-
you gonna let me finish
I
talking?
don't think that I am, because I want to say something that is incredibly important. So in the last 24 hours,
Hey, Withering Nuts, nothing you have to say is important. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. Absolutely nothing you have to say is or will ever be important. Shut your gob, you pissy little cock gobbler.
both you as well as your husband have said a handful of things. In fact, we even have quotations of them. Right? Your husband said that he thinks that the parents were within their legal rights to consent for the children to be viewed naked by Trump. He said that, quote unquote, as long as it's legal,
What?
you can't fault them for it. You've said, quote unquote, that there was a business transaction, that when Donald Trump was looking at these naked teenage girls, it was a business transaction. On that panel, somebody else said, quote unquote, that CP is art.
I'm confused.
You ain't the only one. You ain't the only one. So, okay. So, it sounds like there's some context missing. So, it looks at, so from what the sound of it is the discussion that they were having earlier was something in reference to probably like the Miss Teen USA pageants that Donald Trump used to basically own. And he is implying, now again, I don't have context to this. I'm going by what he says. And of course, I don't believe a fucking word that he says. So he's making the claim that the father he was talking to said that the parents consented to having Donald Trump walk in on them while they were changing for a beauty pageant. Okay. So, I'm going to point this out. And again, this is no context. This is going strictly by what this dumb fuck just said. Going by that context, if this father said, those parents made the choice, those parents gave their consent, not him, the parents of these teenage girls at this beauty pageant gave the consent. And in that respect, if those parents gave the consent, it's a totally different issue. Which I'm guessing is also, he was also saying it does not absolve them of the criminal act. But those parents gave consent, whereas he, as a parent, would not consent to that. And somehow, Withering Dick decided to twist that and say, "Oh, so you believe you have the legal right to traffic your child." This child does not understand the law. Because even with parental consent for, like, say he's going on the route of the parents gave consent for these kids to be in a beauty pageant. That still does not change the fact that there are still laws to protect the children, even if the parents give consent for their child to take place in a beauty pageant. If a crime occurs, even after the parents have given consent for said child to take place in the activity, and a crime occurs, someone can still be arrested even if the parent has given consent for a child to take place in that activity. Now, again, I'm missing some context here, and we're going strictly on what he said, which I don't believe. I don't believe that was the conversation that they had. I'm hoping we get a little bit more. But again, it's still not the same as what this dad said of the conversation we heard in this video, how the dad says, I wouldn't give consent. I would not put my child in that situation. To which Dean would say, you should have your child taken away from him. So even when this dad says, no, I wouldn't put my child in that situation, I would not consent for my child to be put into that situation, which he had a problem with in the first place, mind you. If they're talking about the fucking pageants and Trump walking in on underage girls changing, and Withering Nuts had a problem with it, and the father said, I wouldn't want my child in that situation. I wouldn't give my child consent to be in that situation. I tried, not speaking on behalf of the other parents. And to Withering Nuts, that was justifiable cause for him to say, well, cool, you should have no parental rights anymore. You should not have children anymore. Like, where the fuck does he go with this leap of logic? I don't even know where the hell this leap of logic comes from, because it makes no goddamn sense. Like, something is twisted in his fucking brain. I don't know, maybe he blew Hasan the other day and got some of that insane leftist cum jizz down his throat, and it's now permeating his system. That's the only rational explanation I can come up with, is that that Hasan's filled with parasites. This guy blew Hasan, swallowed his jizz, and those parasites are now invading and infecting his brain. That makes about as much sense as what this dumb fuck said.
I don't think that's what happened in the video that we just watched. What is bro talking about?
Yeah.
I don't know who that other person was. That was not. I have no idea who she was.
Alongside a handful of other things. Okay, and the way that I responded to like the same sentiments that.
Honestly, I wish the parents hadn't taken the call from him. I wish the parents hadn't talked to him. Realistically, they should have never agreed to talk to him again. If he reached out to them and said, hey, I want to apologize, the proper response would have been, cool, you can apologize to my lawyer in front of the judge. They realistically, the parents should not have, the man and woman should not have taken the call again, and should have just left him on red and just said, you'll hear from our lawyer and then you can start apologizing.
You're echoing now, and the ones that your husband echoed 2 days ago, right, was to turn around to my community and say, feel free to find public information on these people. Don't post it on the internet. Take it to local CPS. I would now like to say that I do think that was a bad reaction from me. I shouldn't have reacted in that manner. I
shouldn't have reacted in that manner. Motherfucker, you literally called for a fucking lynch mob. A digital lynch mob. The cat's out of the bag. The toothpaste is out of the tube. You've spilled the spaghetti out of your pocket. It's too fucking late, ass fuck. It's too late. You've already stacked up all the evidence. You're done.
No kidding, huh? Maybe you should just not dox people. That's probably the best thing.
I shouldn't have told my community to do that. That was
too
wrong
late.
of me. Okay, I did drop the ball there.
You did more than drop the ball.
No, you did. Oh my god. Yeah, F.A. I'm waiting for him to well, no, he won't bust out the ukulele. He'll bust out his anxiety pen. That's what he'll do. He'll start fiddling with his little anxiety pen. Dude, unless your anxiety pen has got a doctorate law degree, you're fucked.
You royally screwed up, my guy.
But simultaneously, I think that you and your husband are incredibly evil people, very, very evil people. And I think that the spin that this has led to on the internet with how people on the right have been referring to me, I've unironically had people refer to me as a P3DO, people's takeaway.
P3D?
Yeah, dude, they're calling you a pedophile. Stop pretending like you don't know what that is. They're calling you a pedophile, you dumb fuck. And by the way, when you were saying that, it didn't sound like you were trying to claim that you're not. When you're like, people are calling me a P3DO, first and foremost, don't pretend like you don't know what that is. Number one. Number two, you're you're not offering a defense against it. Nowhere in what he just said did I hear him say something along the lines of, that is not, I am in no way that. He's acting like he's a victim. Like, people are calling me names.
Yo is crazy, bro. But like, honestly, at this point, what he's saying is kind of crazy. I'm not entirely sure about exactly, like, we have the clip, we just watched the clip there, but like, to be honest, this just sounds kind of crazy in my opinion. And I think him just doubling down it's crazy, man. It's wild.
Yeah.
I mean, there's tweets now with like 10,000, 20,000 likes saying, at Dean, children can't consent. It's a parent's job to take care of them.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's...
Yes. This is facts. This is life. Children depend upon their parents to take care of them and make the decisions for them until they are old enough, developed enough, and experienced enough to be able to make good, informed decisions on their own. That's literally what a fucking parent does. Dumb fuck.
Kind of the idea. Children can't consent. They are children.
Right? At Dean is a psychopathic narcissist.
Well,
yes.
you said it, dude.
I'm now going to do what I should have done when I had your husband up. Okay? Are you ready? Everybody watch this. Here's what I should have done instead. Everybody watch this. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next guest because what she believes in is absolutely evil.
What?
The actual fuck? So his response is to his... I don't even know if this is a mea culpa anymore. He's saying, what I should have done is instead started calling you people evil. Nods. Go get his marbles. Leighton Wanderer, thank you for the $10 dono. Thank you very much. Mods, take away his internet connection. Go on, mods. I'm giving you carte blanche. Go take away his internet connection now, please. He clearly he is not mature enough to have an internet connection. Clearly he requires parental supervision. You know, something that he was angry about his guests having. You know, parental concern, care, and supervision of their children. Thank you for the 5 gifted hackle. Thank you, Terrarian. You are a good stray.
You just hung up on them? That's wild. That's just not taking accountability at its finest. Reddit was frothing at the mouth like a rabid dog, like it had been personally asked to be part of the tribunal. One big said, am I tripping or is this guy overreacting? The father said the child cannot consent, which is true. A child cannot consent. The dad also said he would never put the child in a position in the first place, even saying he thinks child pageants is disgusting. Am I missing something, or is this dude outright brain dead and trying to destroy a family for no reason?
Correct on all accounts. What it is he is suffering from, and I hate calling this, but there's no other way to call it. This guy is suffering from extreme left brain rot. Because this guy is an extreme leftist. Like I said, I compared him to the degree of leftist as Hasan. Okay, he is as extreme left as Hasan, possibly even more so, and he has got extreme left brain rot, where he feels like he has some imaginary moral superiority over literally everyone else. I don't know if it was his parents or his peers or what have you, but someone has basically been gassing him up and virtue signaling him so fucking hard. He actually believes his own bullshit. He's just sitting there just inhaling the smell of his own farts on a minute-by-minute basis, going, ambrosia. So, it's got to be the parents. The parents have got to tell him, you are the perfect little angel. You can do nothing wrong. You are wonderful. And he just lapped that shit up. And now he thinks he is morally superior over everyone. It's Durhan. It goes beyond that. It is so far beyond that. This is not even TDS. This is someone that just has been told he's the best so much he actually, by a select few people, that he actually believes it. And he thinks that he has the right to inflict his moral superiority upon anyone he wishes. And I think he's going to find out just how wrong he is.
The Snazzle responds, yeah, he's intentionally misrepresenting what the guy's saying for some over-the-top performative clip farming. That's wild, but like at this point, come on, I gotta believe that's exactly what's going on. Crash Bandicoot says, looks like his hard drive might need a good look into. Wow, that's nutty. Another person says the projection is concerning though. Why is he so eager to argue against children can't consent? That's the real red.
And why, and yet he is surprised when people are calling him a pedo. Kirby, not now. This is serious. Kirby! Kirby! Not now. We are talking seriousness. Most you may very well have. I might have missed it. You may have actually said that about Power Gray. Yeah. That's kind of a staple. People like this, that talk like this, are usually projecting so hard because they really don't want people looking hard at them. That 100%. Like, yeah, his hard drive needs to be looked at. His hard drive, let's see what let's see what kind of tweets and TikToks he's been following and liking. I'd be really interested to see what kind of history he has. Because you don't project this hard without something to hide.
Frag here. Oh man, is it ever? Reddest flag I've seen. Mega says, yeah, I don't see how you can understand it any other way. Dean tried to gotcha him, but really gotcha'd himself into a position where he very staunchly thinks children can consent to anything. Crazy position to take, to be honest. That's the problem here, guys, is like a lot of these TikTok debaters, and I gotta be honest, like at first, like getting into these TikTok debaters and everything, I was like, oh wow, these people seem pretty intelligent. They're very smart. But that's the whole point, is they're trying to go.
Well, okay, and that's where the fallacy. That's why he used that voice when he was doing his. I'm not even going to call it a debate because that was not a debate. That's why when he was talking to that father, why he was using that voice. He was using this very, very quiet and supposedly forthright sounding voice to make him sound legitimate, to make him sound like he's an informed and intellectual person. He was talking not slowly, but he was talking concisely. Yes, Green Matter, he was talking in an NPR voice to make it sound like he knows what he's talking about. And of course, he should be believed because he is giving the appearance that he knows what he's talking about. Chat, the lie detector test determined that was a fucking lie. It's an act. It's all an act, and it's going to come back and bite him in the ass. And hi, minstrel. Welcome to the rage.
For that gotcha moment, rather than having what is a real debate.
Oh, and Z-Doc, what you were saying is he used the oh shit I fucked up voice. That's what I was talking about. When the dad started clapping back at him and his voice was getting quieter and quieter and quieter, that's what I was talking about, is where he was like, he couldn't, because the dad clapped back and he couldn't fight back. That basically was the oh shit I fucked up voice, is getting quieter like that. And it wasn't like I'm a smart person and I can defend my position. It was like, no, I can't, so I'm just going to get quieter. And exactly, Lightspark, like a child getting scolded. Exactly.
Is they're trying to go for that gotcha moment rather than having what is a real debate. They need that gotcha moment, right? And like debating should never be about gotcha moments. It's just about, oh, would you look at that? It says it right in the name. Debating. This is why
Yeah.
aliens won't talk to us. But let's be honest, it's probably realistic. They're probably like sitting out there in outer space and they're just like, nah, we're not going down there. They're still arguing about religion and race. Dean doubled down like it was a blackjack table, and he had emotional damage to spare. Dean went live the next day and delivered what might be the most underwhelming apology in the history of streaming. Bro said, if anyone thought I was serious, I wasn't. You guys are overreacting.
And now we reach the part where Dean Withering Dick is backpedaling and eating shit as fast as he can. That is the most clear backpedal statement I have ever fucking heard in my life. He knows he's fucked. He knows he stepped neck deep in it. And he done basically.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
But it's too late. And Heckle, thank you for the soapy on kick.
Yes, the classic You're Too Sensitive defense, brought to you by the makers of gaslighting, gatekeeping, and a guy with a podcast energy. He didn't delete the clip either. Oh no, he didn't issue a real apology either. Oh no. He didn't even format his community post like someone who's touched grass in a month. So let's break down the stakes for a second, okay? If even one viewer actually called CPS because a streamer said so, that's not a prank. That's weaponized and irresponsibility, okay? It's the kind of thing that leads to real investigations, real consequences, and potentially real trauma for innocent people. Creators of big platforms have to stop.
Well, he probably thinks like Denims does. And probably thinks, oh, well, the children are too young. They can't form permanent memories yet. They won't be affected by having CPS come to their home and conduct an investigation on mommy and daddy and possibly traumatize them, while simultaneously wasting police resources on a completely frivolous call that will likely end up being reversed, and so the charges will then be facilitated against Dean Withering Dick, and he's going to be charged with doxing and probably also be charged as accessory for making false CPS report, amongst other charges that need to be incoming. Oh, I really want to see this find out arc happen.
Treating the internet like a video game. You don't just press F to report and walk away like it's Call of Duty Child Services Ops. This isn't The Sims. You don't report someone to CPS like you're mailing them a fruit basket with a note that says, lol, sorry. Even creators who usually go to the bat for Dean, radio silence. They're gone, bro.
Yep.
Everybody just dipped. You could hear the sound of the brand deals being canceled in real time. They were gone.
Is brand deals?
Poof. Adios, amigos. And here's the thing. Dean Withers clearly wants to be edgy. He wants to be the guy who says what no one else will.
No, he wants to be Hasan. That's what Dean Withers wants. He wants to be Hasan. He wants to be a white Hasan. That's why... Fuck, I just realized we now probably need to add another line in the human centipede that is underneath Hasan's desk. Because this guy literally wants to be Hasan.
He my ass look good.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did, Omni Man. It was juicy. You had a juicy looking ass there.
But there's a big difference between being edgy and just being reckless. If your idea of edgy is like, let's dox a parent on live stream, then congratulations.
That's not reckless. That's criminal. Call it what it is. It's not there's a difference between... Call it what the fuck it is. It was criminal. Yeah, Gray Matter, if my extremely limited knowledge of Omni-Man is any indication, I don't think that's going to stop him.
You're not edgy. You're just a liability with Wi-Fi, okay? This isn't cancel culture. This isn't accountability. And if you can't handle the consequences of your own mouth, Maybe it's time to shut it for a bit. Dean tried to be the main character this week, but instead, he became a cautionary tale with a live stream timestamp. So, what did we learn, everybody? Don't encourage your chat to dox people. Ever. Like, ever. Don't weaponize child protection services because you lost an argument. And
don't drink the fucking Kool-Aid. Stay the fuck away from the Kool-Aid. That's what we've learned. Stay the fuck away from these freak shows like Dean Withering Dick and Nuts. He is a fucking sociopath that will basically try and inflict his moral superiority on you by doxing you. That's the lesson. Stay the fuck away from this guy who has a fucking freak show if you call his anxiety pen a fake pen. And who gets so fucking traumatized because a candidate lost the presidency that he has to go to a therapy session where he humps another guy. That should be the lesson.
Finally, if you're gonna be a TikTok villain, at least have a sense of humor that doesn't rely on government agencies. This week on the internet, the lesson is simple. You don't have to be the main character every day, man. Sometimes it's okay to just be the background NPC who logs off. Thanks for watching Zenith. Stay smart, stay safe, and if you're ever tempted to tell your chat to do their thing, maybe stop and ask yourself, do I want to go to jail? And Dean, if you're watching, seriously, log off, touch grass, and maybe schedule a nice therapy appointment. Zenith out.
Holy fuck. Yeah, that was worse than I thought it was. He needs to lose his TikTok account. Legitimately, he needs to lose his TikTok account. It needs to be taken away from him. Seriously, it does. Okay, now, hang on, because there's a follow-up. Hang on. I want to see this follow-up, because I think the dad is already working on filing, yeah, here we go. Here we go. Okay. There's a follow-up. This is a little 3.5-minute video. So it's just a little follow-up from a different content creator where it looks like the father is putting together a legal fund. So, quick little 3-minute follow-up.
Dean Withers is going viral for allegedly crossing a major line on stream,
I'll turn it up.
encouraging his audience to report a father he was debating to Child Protective Services. Now the backlash is growing and Dean's trying to explain himself. It all started when a clip of progressive American live streamer Dean Withers surfaced, showing him in a tense debate with a caller who identified himself as a dedicated parent. The conversation, which was already a heated exchange over the age of consent, took a sharp left turn when Dean turned to his chat and dropped this bombshell.
So here's what we're going to do. I think that you don't deserve to have any custodial rights of your child.
The 20-year-old streamer then shifted his focus to the viewers watching live, publicly sharing the father's TikTok handle, and continued,
It's going to be their handle. If there happens to be anybody in here that's...
By the way, tell me this doesn't look like Kevin McAllister playing dress up in his dad's clothes. He literally looks like a kid playing dress up right now. Hey, Dad, look, I'm pretending to be a leftist. Yeah. Like, dude, have your balls even dropped yet? Legitimately. Have your balls actually descended? Or are they still very firmly up in that cavity and they just refuse to come down because they're saying, fuck this shit, we don't want to be a part of this bullshit right now.
his TikTok handle, and continued,
It's going to be their handle. If there happens to be anybody in here that's good at has like facial recognition software.
But before he could finish the sentence, the father cut him off sharply.
You can find me. It's fine. Nothing I said was wrong. And why are you trying to dox people, dude? That's weird.
Because I want to find who you are so I could call CPS and have them take your child away from you.
The video has since been reshared across multiple platforms, most notably by TikTok user Father Roman 27, whose audience is not okay with what they see as an emerging doxing scandal.
Wait. Hang on, I want to see what that first one said. I stand by what I said. Children not have legal right to consent. It is my responsibility. Okay, so this is the dad. I stand by what I say. Children do not have legal right to consent. It's my responsibility as a father to protect my family and never put them in this hypothetical situation. Goatman91096. I have no idea if you watch my stream. Chances are you probably don't. It's fine. I have no idea if you see my videos. You may not, and that's fine. I want to say to you, Goatman, you are a fucking based dad. You are a great fucking dad. And all of my strays, and I bet the majority of the internet all think that you are a great dad, that you are protecting your children, and you are 100% in the right. If this somehow, some way makes it to you, just know you are a fantastic father, and you have a lot of people standing behind you, supporting you against Dean Withering Dick.
Not okay with what they see as an emerging doxing scandal. One of the most repeated takes, quote, Dean thinks kids can consent, someone check his laptop. This isn't the first time Dean Withers has used this parent call-in style format or made controversial comments during it. In fact, the resurfaced video shows Dean wearing a tan shirt when speaking with the father he is now accused of trying to dox. While in the streamer's most recent TikTok, he's now wearing a black shirt, addressing the current backlash while still speaking to a different set of parents, once again steering the conversation into legal territory and crowdsourcing judgment from his chat. And around the 3.5-minute mark—
Wait. But wasn't this where he called them back and he talked to the wife? I can't remember the video with the videos just watched. This video is where he was talking to the wife and calling her an evil person. So it was a different stream when he did this. Like, in the last video, he was supposedly trying to claim that he was apologizing, when reality is he just wanted to, again, foist his moral superiority and call the woman an evil person.
Legal territory and crowdsourcing judgment from his chat. And around the 3.5-minute mark of the video, after a back and forth discussion of who gets to consent for minors under 18.
And what was your first response to that?
Did the parents give consent? Did they allow it?
Precisely.
The 20-year-old creator explained the accusations of doxing are false, as he directed his viewers to take the parents' public information and privately send it to local CPS authorities.
What year is it? Sorry, I think I just had a stroke trying to figure out that logic. He thinks that saying to his community, dox this man, and send it, that doxing someone's information and sending it, quote unquote, privately to CPS is not illegal because they're sending it, quote unquote, privately. There's not enough deodorant in the world for this conversation right now.
Oh, I don't think I'm a lot dumber than you thought that I thought I was once.
Yeah, that's about right. This is so fucking stupid it defies description right now. This is absolutely batshit crazy. Like, this kid needs to be sat down with a mental health professional because there is something very wrong with him. And he's going to cause people to get hurt because he has a platform with a lot of people that watch it, and he's actually calling for his community to go after other people. He is going to get people hurt. He is. Because while he says go dox him and send him to CPS, there will be people in his community that will take that and throw it a few dozen notches and take it to mean he needs to be attacked and his children actually need to be physically taken away from him. Not by CPS, because CPS will never do anything. This is fucking dangerous.
Even explicitly stating to not post it on the internet.
but continued his statement apologizing for his actions, as he stated, "I shouldn't have directed my fan base to do that."
For that, I
Too
take
fucking
accountability.
late.
There was around 1,000,000,001 ways to better respond to that, and I dropped the ball.
Withers' comment section shows more support
good
for the
enough.
young streamer. One fan wrote, "The right has tried so hard to cancel Dean for months now. They'll twist anything to make him seem like a bad person."
Exhibit A of exactly what I was talking about. Exhibit fucking A. People that are in his community and his fans will take the backlash of what he said, which was heinous and a half, and they will twist it to make it seem like he's the victim, so they have to defend their dear Fuhrer. And so they will follow his command and find this person and attack them. This is someone that is probably a part of his community. You see why I say this is fucking dangerous. Why I say he is dangerous.
And another explained, "They're all doing, quote, clearly kids can't consent, when the point is that parents shouldn't be able to consent to exploiting their children either." But while Dean attempts,
They can't. Dumbass. There are laws in place that will prevent that. There are laws in place so parents don't exploit their children. Again, like I said earlier, even if a parent consents to their child participating in something, if said participation is in itself illegal, the parent's consent is null and void, and the parents then get fucked for allowing their child to participate in something that is illegal, immoral, harmful. The law does not protect the parents if they consent for their child to take part in an activity that is dangerous to them or can cause them harm. That's something very conveniently being forgotten about by this thing.
to share his narrative in his latest video, the real-world consequences for the father at the center of the original stream are starting to escalate. The man who goes by GoatMan91096 on TikTok has now launched a GoFundMe campaign stating he's preparing to take legal action. In the GoFundMe description,
Wait. Okay. Chat, remember this. I want to see how his GoFundMe's doing.
a GoFundMe campaign stating he's preparing to take legal action. In the GoFundMe description, the TikToker, goes by the name Thomas, wrote, "I'm not one to ask for help, I'd much rather just handle this myself, but as a father, it's my responsibility to protect my family, and Dean's actions put my family in danger." But
Yes. Exactly. Exactly. That's what I've been saying. What Dean did actually put him and his family in danger.
while Dean's fans are standing by him, arguing this is another attempt to cancel a rising progressive voice, the GoFundMe signals the line between debate and doxing has clearly been crossed. But what's your take? Share your thoughts below and follow us everywhere at What's Trending.
Okay. Hang on. I'm going to try and find this. Hang on.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
No fucking mercy. And before I forget, Wraith and Duchess, thank you both for the tier 1s, and Sir Tupham Hat, thank you for the follow over on Kick. Okay. I found the GoFundMe. He has raised $2,700. Someone just gave him a $1,000 donation. Someone gave him a $1,000 donation 1 day ago. All right. I will link it in the chat for you guys. You guys have asked. I will link it in the chat for you. Okay? Just because you guys asked. So I don't know what he's going to do with the $3,000. Support my legal team as we pursue action. So this may be, I don't know, I don't know if this is an initial consultation with the 3,000 because it's in the GoFundMe. It does say that it's to establish funds to support my legal team as we pursue action against Dean Withers. So I don't know if this is for an initial legal or if it's, if the lawyer said it's going to cost $3,000 and who knows, maybe I don't know, but he's asking for 3,000. If you guys want, if you guys would like to facilitate a donation, God bless you guys. But I put the link in the chat there for you. I hope he's able to take Dean Withering Dick for everything he has. I hope he's able to take him for everything and get him shut down. No, Sketty, it's fine. If like, guys, you're not I am not telling you guys go and donate to his fund. I'm not telling you to do that. If you want to go, and donate, that is wonderful of you guys, but do not feel any obligation to do it. Exactly, Fishy. It is 100% voluntary if you want to. If you will not be a bad person if you don't donate to the fund. It will not make you a bad person. So don't even think that I or anyone else would feel this way. It is strictly voluntary. He's obviously he's obviously doing well with raising funds. I mean, his campaign has been up. When did it start? Yeah, it was created about 10 days ago. It was created about 10 days ago, and he's 78% of the way. So I think he's going to be able to. I think he'll be able to make that goal, and God bless him for it.